Hi, I'm Claire Ackroyd, and this is the opening of my book, My Family Decomposed. This weekend, someone I know will die. It's impossible to grasp this while sitting in traffic on the M6, but I don't suppose paying to use the toll road would make it any easier. I switch stations from Radio 1 to Classic FM and turn up the volume. The violin's notes are familiar, full and quivering. The same notes I heard at a concert long ago when the soloist was too good for the orchestra. When my mother sobbed and orally glared from above her flute, lips pursed, when our father wasn't there. But then he rarely was. The music is in 4/4, otherwise known as common time. A misnomer in my view, because there's nothing common about it. Even the sayings can't agree. Time flies, time is money, time is both killed and saved. The only consensus, it is malleable, shifting, slippery. We can be taken back across the years by the smell of bonfires or the strains of Elgar. We can be pulled forward by ambition, by dread, by forgetting to notice. We can live, as I am now, in a moment that is both infinite and fleeting, a point of no return. The wedding is to be held in Berkshire, close to Aurelie and Alistair's home and 600 miles away from mine. I did the first half of the driving yesterday, stayed overnight in a B&B near Carlisle. It's been 5 years since I was last in England, and I haven't missed it. Or perhaps it's just the memories I haven't missed. Memories which seep from the stench of petrol, from the itch of sweat upon my skin. I shut my eyes, try to block them out. A horn sounds, and I open my eyes to see the man in the car behind waving his fist, his face puce. A metre of space has opened up between me and the car in front. I release the clutch an inch forwards. I release the middle finger of my left hand, too, raising it to the rearview mirror so the puce-faced man can't miss it. This weekend, someone I know will die. It starts to seem real when I see the towers above the trees, 4 of them, tall and crenellated like rooks on a chessboard. Gorton Manor Hotel. After receiving the invitation, I went straight to its website. Built in the 19th century by a rich landowner and collector of exotic animals, is considered a fine example of the neo-Gothic style, with a proliferation of follies, steeples, towers and gargoyles, as well as a famous aviary once visited by Queen Victoria. As I turn the last corner of the driveway, the hotel's main frontage comes into view, every surface fussy and twisted, a paean to embellishment. The perfect wedding venue for my sister. The car park is surrounded by a high hedge separating it from the rest of the hotel. It also cuts off much of the daylight. I switch on my headlamps to avoid scraping any BMWs or Audis. The top of the hedge has been trimmed into a series of shapes, spheres, pyramids, spirals, which resemble tiny tombstones. I turn off the engine and remain still for a couple of minutes, breathing in through my nose and out through my mouth like my mother taught me. Slowly, slowly from the depths of my abdomen. A way of coping with the coils of anxiety, of stopping them from pulling tight. I can regulate myself better these days, but still use the breathing when necessary. Sitting upright, I let my lungs inflate. Hold the air for as long as I can. Exhale. Maybe there is still time. Maybe I could reverse the car and go back along the driveway, back along the Berkshire lanes, back along the A road and the motorway to Scotland and then further, back to Ullapool and my cottage in the blessed relief of solitude. But I can't go back on my word. On the next inhalation, I grab my bag from the boot, the brown one, not the grey, and run to the hotel entrance. I am still holding my breath as I climb the steps and go inside.